Okay, so so the website name is scratch.mit.edu. Okay, you don't have to remember this. You directly go on Google and search. This will be the first thing that you will find. So don't worry about it, writing and all of that. So it's scratch.mit.edu. Okay. Now there you will see the first option, which is create. Okay. You can sign in there the way you sign in on other website. Have your own username and password. So I have created my own username with the colors Pune. Okay. You see my on the right corner, you will see my username there. So colors Pune. You can create your own login ID. So you will see whenever you go in on that site, type in your username and password, you will have your own account on the website, like the way you have your emails on the website, right? Any questions on this till this point? Okay, this is a simple step, but if there are any questions, you can either send me a chat. Okay, everybody is fine with this. So what you do, once you sign in, username, password, you click on the first button, which is create. Okay. When you create, what it would do, it will open a small, screen like this. That's what you will see. Okay, this is the screen that you would see the first time when you go in on the screen. Okay, on a Scratch tool. So, so I will first tell you what is all these options and how to use some of this option, and then we will develop one or two smaller games today. Okay, and if you don't understand the full process, don't worry. When you try it yourself, it is going to be very easy. Okay, all right. So the on the screen, right? There are on the left side you will see lot of colors circle on the left side of the screen. Okay, are you able to see the screens on the left side corner? Okay, so on this border you will see motion. That's the first one. Very good. So the first circle is motion, then looks, sound, events, control, sensing. So these are the five which are very, very important to begin with. Okay, the first five circles on your left side. Okay, I will explain this what it means. So, so take an example of this motion, right? So if I have a sprite here, so any character, you see the cat as a character, right? On your right side window, everybody is able to see this. Okay, so if there is a cat, okay, if there is a cat that you want to move, okay, so what you do, you have already option available, move by 10 steps on your left side. Do you see the move by 10 steps, this one? Okay, so you can pull any number of time the steps, you can change the steps also. So currently it is written move 10 steps, right? Are you able to see the screen? Move 10 steps. Okay, so if I want to move cat by 10 steps, I can pull this command and change the number there. So right now if the cat is moving by 10 steps, you can make it move by. So what will happen, right now I have not included one flag there. Okay, so what will happen when I click the green flag, the cat should move by 10 steps. Okay, so look at what happens now. Cat starts to move. Everybody is seeing the cat moving. So whenever I click, the cat will move 10 steps. Okay. Now I will go back and change the 10 to 40 steps because 10 is very small. Okay. So whenever I click green button, it will move by 40 steps. See this? It really looks like it is running, right? Now, what did I do? Okay. First is I went to the blue button on your top left corner, blue button, and I picked up the first statement. I directly picked up this and dragged from the left to the center of the screen. Okay, on the cat. So I've selected cat. Cat is what I've selected and picked up the move button, move statement from the left side. Everybody's okay with this so far? Okay. So I can also use move statement or the turn statements. If I have to turn by 15 degree, I can move the statement. So I don't have to do programming anything, right? See, I'm just doing drag and drop, right? Did I write anything so far? I did not write anything. So it is a simple drag and drop programming, and all of you can do it very easily. Okay. So if you look at what I've done is, if you go to the, see, the colors are important in this, right? So if you see this, this is the color. So when you go in here, you will see the statement. So events means what happens, and then when something click or something happens, then what action that you want to do, right? So these are all the events that you have. Okay. So events are like when you click something, when you press some keyboard, when you press the space bar, when you press the arrow buttons, all that is all about the events. Okay. So basically, when you design a game, when you play the games, right, you have a lot of keyboards related activities, right? When you press the character will move up and left, right, and all of that, right? So those are all the events that you can pick up from this yellow circle. Okay. Similarly, the motion. When you want the object to move, the character to move, you can pick up anything from this motion. You can position an object, you can position a character, you can move the character, you can jump the character, you can fly the characters, you can do all of those is given here on your left side. Everybody's okay so far? Any problems, any questions? Everybody's okay? Show thumbs up if you're all okay. Okay, very good. Any problems, anybody? Show thumbs down if you have any problem. Okay, everybody is fine with this. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Now, so on a cat, I have already written some statement. And when I click the green button now, see this cat start to turn, right? Do you see that 15 degree? So it will start to rotate 15 degree. You can turn it around and you can make a full circle. You can do multiple things like this, right? This is very simple activity that we just started, but you can be much more creative. Okay, you can do much better program like this. Okay, now, okay, now let me delete this. Okay, let me delete this also. So what I did, I deleted the cat. Okay, I've deleted the cat. I will start all over again. Okay, it's a, when I delete everything, I see the blank, all the screens are blank right now. Okay, there is no middle, nothing is there. On the top window also there is nothing, and bottom window also there is nothing. So now I want to pick up a new character. Suppose I want to pick up a new character because I don't like cat. Okay, so what I will do, I go down right below. Okay, choose a sprite. A sprite means a character, a cartoon character, anything that you like. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm clicking on the button called choose a sprite. Okay, top right below corner. Okay, sorry, below corner on your right side. Okay. So when I click this, it gives me an option to pick up a character that I need in my story or animation or game or puzzle. Okay, there are so many of those. Okay, these are all the characters that are available. Okay, let me see which one that you want to pick up. You have so many characters, you can pick up anything actually from there. Okay, let us try to pick up Sam. Okay, so I picked up a character called Sam. His name is Sam. Okay, and and I can go and pick up more characters in my story. So I will go back again and choose a sprite. Okay, again, and it will show me the same stuff again. Okay, now I can pick up Abby, the first character there. Okay, so I have got two characters in the story. Okay, I can pick up more characters. So there are many options there to pick up. Okay, uh, suppose I don't like to have, I want to delete one character. I want to change it. So what I do, there is a delete box at the top here. Okay, when you click that delete box, do you see that delete box there? Delete bean. So I will delete that and add a new character. Suppose I want to uh, let's say I want to add a little puppy Dot. Okay, so I want to add a dog is his friend. Okay, so you can add the character that you like. You can make them jump, round, rotate, move. All of that features are easily available. Let's say that we want to move dog now. Okay, we want more dog to move from here to the boy. Okay, to Sam. Dog is going to run towards Sam. So what we do, I've selected dog first. Okay, so when I select a dog, when I click on dog, you will see the image of dog at the top corner there. Now whatever I program, it is for the dog. Okay, so now I go to the first event button, the yellow circle. Okay, yellow circle, and pick up the first statement called when I click green flag, what happens? Okay, when I click green flag, the dog, what will happen to the dog? Okay, puppy. So then I picked up the first statement called when green flag is clicked, I will go to the motion, which is my blue circle button on your left side. And then I will say move 10 steps. Okay, what I've done, I've moved puppy by 10 steps. Okay, now let us see what happens. When I click on the green flag, when I click on the green flag, the dog is moving towards. I have to click multiple times, right? For to move the puppy to reach the Sam. Okay, to reach Sam. Now, if I have to not do, I can one change the number from 10 steps to 50 steps. Okay. Now what will happen? The dog will move 50 steps. Let us test it again. Okay. It is moving 50 steps at a time. Now if I make it 100 steps, or let's say 150 steps. So in 2 jumps, it reaches Sam. Okay. So likewise, you can do programming. Okay. Now, what if I don't want to? You can also add, assume that you want to keep it 10 only. Okay. I have moved 10 steps at a time. Now, I can go to the control button on my left side. Okay. Left side screen has the orange circle button, control. So control has the statement called repeat 10 times. Do you see that? Okay, so what I would do, I will pull the repeat statement, which has repeat 10 times, move 10 times. Okay, so now what will happen when I click the green flag? So dog will move 100 steps because I have put a loop there. Do you see the loop? Loop is repeat. It will repeat the same line 10 times. Now I can change the repeat to 15 times or 20 times. So this statement will execute 20 times. Okay, 10 times the dog will move. It will even pass Sam now. Let us see. Is it moving well? Is it moving well? See, does it look like it is running? Yeah. So now if you want to record some voice, okay, you can record your voice also. Okay, so let us see whether we can record the voice for puppy. Okay, so puppy, I've selected puppy there. I've selected puppy, and then I will go to the sound. On your left side, you see sound there. So you can sound. You can add the sound there. Okay. So I have added the sound which is already there. Play sound barking. Okay, until done. Let's see what happens. So I have added a statement there. Do you see the sound? Now if I put the sound statement inside, okay, okay, inside the loop, I have put inside the loop, it will. Do you see that? It's barking 10 times, multiple times, right? It will bark 20 times. Okay. Now I don't want this barking so many times. Okay. In fact, my dog is also started barking now. Yes. So, so now, if I don't like this barking, see, my dog started barking here. He doesn't like this puppy. Hello, Bolt. No. Karuna. Okay. So what you could do is, if you don't like this barking, so what you could do is you can record your own voice. Okay. In play sound, you have an option to record. So let's see whether we can record. Okay. So when you record something, you will go to the screen and then you can press the button record. It will record your voice. Hi, Sam. Would you like to play with me? So what we did, we recorded a small recording for little doggy, little puppy. Okay. Now, when I play this recording, when I play this program, what will happen? See this. Hi, Sam. Would you like to play with me? So the recording will play. Okay. You can record the way you like it. You can record your statement, message. You can record your game, voice modulation, song, anything that you can record on any character. You can have character run around, jump, fly. All of those options are available here. Okay. So any questions so far? Everybody's okay with this? Any questions? Everybody thumbs up if you are able to understand so far. Very good. Very good. Good job, everybody. Very nice. Now, very nice. In fact, you can be much more creative and do better than this. Okay. Once you practice, you can do better, create programs, animation, stories, the way you like it, and share with me. Okay. On this group. Now, let me show you one video that one of our students from first grade has developed. And then we will develop a small ping pong game. Okay. You like to develop a small ping pong game today? Everybody wants to develop a small ping pong game. Okay. So I will show you first a small game that our school children have developed. And then we will develop a ping pong game together. Okay. You can see that today. Okay, or maybe let us start with ping pong development right away. Okay, so we will develop a ping pong game now. Avyakt, you are there on Maybe I muted him. Avyuk, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Avyuk is our fourth grade in CIS school, and is he will show us how to develop a small program called ping pong program. Okay. So Avyuk, I will stop sharing.
Okay. So
You
should I share my screen?
yes, share it and disable the annotation and go ahead with a slow. Just go slow. Okay.
Sir, I can't actually share the screen because you have disabled the screen sharing.
Try now.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few programmers from my class. Okay, so we have Yuvansh, Tamanna, and there are quite a few programmers on this. They will all, be available on the group to help you with any technical difficulties you may face. Okay. So right now, Avyuk is showing this program. Um,
So today,
Please
good
wait. Are you all
morning.
able to see the screen? Everybody, you're able to see the screen? Okay, very good. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a ping pong game in Scratch. So first we'll delete this cat sprite which was over here, and then we'll go to this choose a sprite option. Then we are going to click on it. Then these all sprites will be showed to you. The screen will be appearing on your screen. So I want a ball right now. So I'll click a ball. So I want the ball to start when I click this flag. So I'll go to when flag clicked. I'll go to events and drag a when flag clicked block and then take a forever block. So what happens here is when I click the flag, that time the script inside this forever block will start. And then I want this to move 10 steps forever. So now it's moving 10 steps forever, but if it's touching the edge, it is not bouncing here and there. If I want it to bounce,
Avyuk,
then
one
I'll
minute. Avyuk, 1 minute. Just pull the ball in the middle. Ball in the middle. So what we have done so far in a development, the ping pong program, right? What we have done, we have pulled a sprite as a ball. Okay, ball is a sprite that we have picked up, and then we have picked up a statement called when green flag that is under the event. Okay, under the event, you will find this first statement. Then we have picked up from the control, we have picked up a forever loop. Okay, forever loop. And then within that, we have picked up one statement called motion, move by 10 steps. So we have pulled it, this 10 steps within the forever. So now what will happen? The ball will continuously move. Okay, ball will not stop because we have put a forever there. Okay, so just run the program right now, Avyo.
So if I click the flag, then it will forever move 10 steps. But if it touches the
It will
edges,
continuously move.
it is not
Correct.
bouncing on the edges. So if I want it to bounce, then I'll stay in motion only and take a if on edge bounce block and keep it over here. So now this will bounce like this only. But I wanted to bounce like uh, in a random position.
So just a
So
minute, Avyo. Avyo, just a minute. So the statement that we have added there, okay, if you read that statement, it says if on edge, if on edge, bounce back. Okay. So what will happen if the ball hits the edge, the ball hits any corner or any wall sideways, upside down, it will come back. It will bounce back. All right.
so now it's just going vertically, like side to side. But I wanted to go like this and this, like it should go randomly. anywhere, not just like this. So I'll take turn 15 degrees block. So what happens is the ball will turn 15 degrees whenever I click it. So it will turn 15 degrees, and when I'll click the flag, this ball will go like this and bounce over everywhere. So let's see what happens. So it's still not so much nice, so we'll just turn it a bit more. Okay. So now it would happen. It is bouncing over the edges all over. But now
So hold on.
we are going.
Hold on. So is everybody okay so far? Everybody, any questions? Anybody? Show thumbs up if things are okay. Everybody understood this so far? Show thumbs up. Very good. Okay. We will go slow. Don't worry about it. Okay. We have recording also. We will share that. Okay. Don't worry about writing and all of that. Just see what we are doing, and we will also share the video with you.
And now we are going.
Go ahead.
Now we are going to take another sprite. I'll go choose a sprite and click it over it again. And now I don't want the ball sprite this time. I want the sprite which is like a paddle. So if I want a paddle, I'll click on search and type paddle over here.
Or you can pick up from the image directly. Okay.
Yeah. And now if I click paddle, then the paddle will come on the stage over here. I will keep the paddle over here. Now I want this paddle to start running when I click the flag. So for this I go to when flag clicked, means the program under this will start when I click the flag. Then I'll choose a forever block from the control and
hey, 1 minute. So Chirman, one thing that you need to notice here is he has picked up another sprite called paddle. Okay, and now he is doing programming for paddle. Okay, he has selected paddle there and doing the programming. So you can do program for ball and for paddle. So right now he is doing for a paddle. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So what happens is when we click this sprite or this sprite over here, that time what happens is the selected sprite gets highlighted over here, and the program in this sprite will be shown over here. So now when flag clicked, this program should run forever. So this is a if loop. So I'll keep this if loop over here. In this if loop, we'll go to sensing key space press. Means what does is it will sense when I'll click the space key, and then I'll keep it over here. Means if forever, if key space is pressed, then the program under this should happen. But I don't want it to be space, so I'll turn it to right arrow key pressed. So I've kept the right arrow key pressed, then motion, change Y by 10. So now let's see what happens. So when I click the right arrow key, this paddle will go at the right side. Because it is X, change X by 10. Now we could also change this. We could also make it minus 10. So now what will happen when I click the right arrow key, that time the paddle will go to the left. I want it to be 10 only. Then I'll go to events. I'll go to control again and take this if loop again.
So Avyukt, what you do, the paddle, let it be moved by hands only. Okay, don't program it for the paddle. Let the user move it with the hand. Just push, just bounce, add the bouncing command there. Keep it very simple.
So when flag click, we have to take a forever block and go to motion. Go to random position, but not actually random position. We'll make it mouse pointer. So when I click it, this will so I'll keep it mouse pointer. This will go to the mouse pointer only. So over here, I'll have to stop the ball from touching the ground. But now I want the ball to touch the paddle and then bounce over it. But it is not bouncing right now. So I'll go to ball. Then I'll go to control and then drag. If loop, then I'll go to sensing, touching mouse pointer, but this should not be touching mouse pointer. This should be paddle. Now what happens here is forever. This will move 10 steps, and if it touches the edge, then it will bounce. And if it touches the paddle, then it will turn, let's say, 120 degrees. Means it will turn 120 degrees to the right, means it will be bouncing on the paddle. Let's see. Like this. But sometimes so we can also change it to 180. So now this would happen.
So keep the pedal at the bottom itself. Yeah. And let the ball bounce.
So, but now what's happening? It's just going up and down. So if I want it to go turn, then I'll just keep this over here. Means it will not turn 15 degrees forever, but just when the flag will be clicked, that time it would turn 15 degrees. So now this is what is happening. So now we are going to add something else to this. We'll add a backdrop to it.
So so hold on. So first show the paddle program, what you have written under paddle.
I've told when flag till forever go to mouse pointer, means it will go to mouse pointer.
Yes. So
whenever I click the flag.
Correct. So let me explain. First go to the ball. Okay, first go to ball program, select ball. Yeah. So yeah, wait a minute. So children, what we have done here, we have first of all selected a sprite ball. Okay. And when we click the green flag, what will happen? We are turning the ball by 15 degree. So ball will take some random position and 15 degree from there. Okay. And after that, we have added a forever loop. Do you see that forever loop, everybody? So forever loop means till you stop, the program will continue to be within this, continuously will be keep running. So ball will continuously rotate till you stop. Okay, so what we have done, first you move the 10 steps. So that 10 steps will continuously move. Okay. And then we have written if on edge bounds. So if it hits anything, okay, if it hit the border, what happened? So if what happens is when the ball hit the edge, it will bounce back. Okay. And if it touches the paddle, okay, if it touches the paddle, it will turn 180 degrees. So you can decide the way you want it, but this is what we have done right now. Okay. And on a paddle, then you select a paddle. In a paddle, what we are saying, just follow the mouse pointer. Okay. So the paddle, the green paddle will go wherever you take your mouse pointer. Okay. Now you run the program again, and then you see the ball will keep rotating, starting 15 degree, then it will keep rotating. Okay. And when it hits the paddle, it will go 180 degree. It will turn by 180 degree. Is that everybody okay so far? Before we add the next step, is it okay, everybody? Show thumbs up if you are all okay with this. Okay, very nice. I see quite a few. Very nice. Good job. Okay, very good.
Sir, could I continue?
Yes, add the simple backdrop. Yes.
So now we are going to add a backdrop to this project. So I'll click choose a backdrop, which is over here. And now these all backdrops would be shown. I want a tunnel backdrop, so I'll write tunnel over here. Or you could also choose it from the area. So now I wanted to start from the center of the program, center of the project. So I'll
No,
take
that's
this.
okay. Yeah, don't add the position one right now. That's
Okay.
okay. So children, what we have done, because white screen in a game doesn't look good, right? Correct. So what we have done, we have picked up a backdrop, right? How the are we maybe are you all able to see the screen? Everybody is able to see the screen. Show thumbs up if you're all able to see the screen. Okay, good. Um, so so what we have done so far is we have added a ball, a little bit of programming on that. We have added a pedal, little bit of programming on that. Now we want to change the look and feel of the game. It should look really like an interesting game, right? So we have added a backdrop image in that game. Okay, backdrop is just the background image that you see when you play the game. Okay. Now have you play it again?
So here's the ball is bouncing on the paddle and it's bouncing over the edges as well. So now we are going to add another sprite to this program.
No, so have you show it again how we added the backdrop, because some children are just delete this backdrop and add it again.
Okay, so I'll go to
So we will show
backdrop.
how do you change the backdrop and add the newer backdrop and stuff like that. So there is.
So we have to go to this choose a backdrop and click it. That time you could see all of these backdrops in the screen. Then we have to search for a tunnel backdrop for this program.
You can pick up any backdrop what you like in this.
Yes.
Because this is just a background image. It is so right now we are picking up these boxes, the green blue neon tunnel.
Yes.
You can pick up anything that you like.
So now I've clicked it and this backdrop has appeared. Then I'll add now I'll show how it is working right now. So now this ball is bouncing here and there. It is also bouncing on the paddle. And now I'll paint a sprite this time. So now this sprite would be looking like this. I'll choose red color. And I'll make a sprite like this. So now I'll keep this sprite over here. Now we'll go to the ball programming. And then we are going to make another program in this.
So I think for today's session, I think we will leave it to the current level. We will not add more complexity here. Let them do this much, and then in the next session we will cover the next steps.
Okay.
So any questions, anybody so far before we add more complexity to this? I want to keep things very simple, as you are going to be trying it first time. So you also develop a very simple animation, record your voices, make a story, make a quiz, make a small game the way we made it. You can pick up the parrot and let it fly. You can pick up a ball and jump. So any of this is very easily possible. Okay. So I want you to try, record a small animation and share it with us. Okay. You can record it and share it on WhatsApp. Any problems, you can raise it on WhatsApp. We will have likes of Avyukt, everybody from our class will be there on WhatsApp, and they will be able to solve your problems quickly. So Avyukt, if you can stop sharing.
Okay. I'll stop to share it.
So any general questions or anything that you missed it? Anybody?
Okay.
You can chat or you can unmute yourself and ask. Yes, go ahead.
Actually, I did not understand how that ball was bouncing on the paddle.
Bounce was okay. Okay, so if you look at the statement, what we did is under the. Please mute yourself. I will answer this. Avyak, you want to answer this? Avyak, the question
Yes,
is
sir.
how the ball was bouncing. What did we do? That ball was bouncing on a paddle.
So it was bouncing on the paddle because we made a statement that says if touching paddle. So sir, should I share the screen for it?
Okay, share it. Please mute yourself, everybody. Please mute yourself. Yes. Yes.
Sir, I have a question that
Okay, ask the question.
how did Sir, we can make ping pong game in Scratch also.
Yeah. Okay, look at this again. Whoever has questions about this, look at this again.
So I've made up a statement that says if touching paddle, which is this sprite, then it should turn 180 degrees. Means it will turn 180 degrees and then it will bounce.
Is that okay, Kashika?
Yes,
You got-
sir.
Okay, very good.
Fabio,
So you-
I also have a question.
yes, go ahead.
Actually, simultaneously, I am doing the same thing. So when the ball is means I put all the command, just I got stuck after this if touching paddle. So how to get this command?
So to get this command, you have to go to sensing. Then you have to drag this.
Touching.
Yes, touching mouse pointer or whatever sprite you want.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
How to get the
We can't hear you, beta. Send the chat message. How to get what? I am not able to hear. Pedal. Okay. Okay. So pedal is similar to the sprite. The way you pick up the sprite, there is a pedal also. You can pick up a pedal is also a sprite in this game. So you can pick up a sprite the way you at the top of the below screen you will see choose a sprite option. There you will see ball, pedal, any character that you like you can pick up.
So I've chosen both sprites, which are ball and the paddle. So I've chosen this sprite.
Okay.
you, sir?
Thank you, beta. All right. So everybody try this and so just a question and suggestion, right? I don't want preschoolers, right? Especially the junior KG, nursery and playgroup children develop anything right now. Let us not. Please wait a minute, everybody. So this senior KG and above can try hands-on some of this project. For preschoolers, parents can develop something of their interest and show them a little bit of animation. So it is for that reason you can develop a story for your child very easily. You can record your message and record child message also. For first to fifth grade, what I would like is you can search on this website. There are a lot of tutorial available on this website. You don't even have to ask anybody. Okay, so if you search on website, you will get the tutorials, the project, the samples, the examples. Everything is available on this website. It's beautifully developed. Any problem that you face, you can reach out to us. I will add all the CIA batch, my class students in the WhatsApp group, and they will revert to your problems. Okay, everybody.
Sir, for this we have to download the Scratch app.
You do not have to download. There is also a downloadable version, but you can do online programming also. You don't have to download anything. You can just use browser and go to this website.
Okay, thank you. Sir, one day I opened Scratch. Sir, yesterday I opened Scratch and I found so many options. Like one option I found that choose some type of sound. I can also choose a sound in Scratch when I go to sound. Sir?
Okay, so please wait again. Avyu, can you stop sharing? I think you have already stopped sharing. Let me show them. I think a lot of. So let me go back to this, right? So what I've done here, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll keep it very simple here. So a puppy I've selected here, puppy. Okay, and I want to record some voice, puppy's voice. Okay, so what I do, I go to the sound button first. Okay, sound button, and pick up the first statement, play sound. Okay, play sound. Okay, now by default you will get this barking option there. Okay, so now when I play, it will only bark. You hear it? You are able to hear it? Barking? Everybody is able to hear it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you're able to hear, right? Now, if you don't like this, right, the sound which is given, you can record your own voice. So you see the last option, recording, record, last option, record, right? So when you click on the record button, you will see this screen. Okay, this screen. And here you have to press this button to record your voice. Okay, so now when I press this, hi Sam, hello Sam, how are you? Let's go out and play. So puppy has recorded his voice now. Okay, now I go back to the code and see the options there. So I have recording one,
Can you
recording.
hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have recording 2 now. Okay. So now when I click this and when I play this, it will show me. Hello Sam, how are you? Let's go out. Okay, so you can record your own voice, you can record a story, you can record a good COVID message, you can be creative. Okay, and you can record your whole story, quiz, message, inspirational quotes, anything that you like. Okay, so you can be creative, you can imagine something, dream something, and make something. It could be animation, story, drama, quiz, game, puzzle. You can have a puzzle. One of our students have developed a beautiful puzzle, which is on maps of capitals of capital states of different countries and stuff like that. So you can ask question, give them options, somebody clicks the answer, and then you can say it is right versus wrong and all of that. So it's a beautiful tool that you can play. All right.
Sir, I have also made a Scratch quiz.
Yes, very good. Who is this? Who is this? Who is speaking? I can't hear it. Say it again.
I'll stay.
The voice is not clear. Okay.
Sir.
Yes. Okay, I'll mute everybody because the voice is not coming. All set. We are done. Okay. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.